now that they're in an open relationship, at one part of the show, Jerrod was talking about like, hey, it's me and Mike, my road dog now. Me and Mike be taking down tail together. We taking down all challenges. We accepting all challenges. It was almost like some tag team wrestling, team that just formulated overnight once they had things open. Hey, what's going on, folks? Another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything, and we're talking about the latest episode of the JERROD CARMICHAEL Reality Show. I know I'm a little late, but better late than never. Just been busy juggling a few things. But yeah, man, I thought this was yet another interesting episode, and just like that, I think this Friday is going to be the finale. So this thing is moving. Definitely another interesting episode. One thing I did like about this one is just the topic at hand. Clearly a juicy one. But just to open it up, this is something that is possibly, how can I put it? It's like, I'm torn and maybe even borderline hypocritical by bringing this up. But, first off, whatever works for your relationship may not work for my relationship. I totally get that. But one of the main things I had a problem with this episode, well, not a problem, that's too strong of a word, but anyway, one of the things that I kind of looked at sideways is like, there's an agreement about Jerrod and his boyfriend Mike having an open relationship, meaning they both can do what they do without each other being present. Mike can go ahead and get some action while Jerrod can do the same, even though he's been doing it, but back then it was called cheating, not necessarily this open relationship agreement. The reason why I look at it sideways is because I really feel like this is just his way of coping with him being like a serial cheater. It's it's one thing if both parties in a relationship came in, or they both just mutually agreed, hey, I'm curious about just having an open relationship, and that's just what it is. Nah, this is a case of, I really felt like, well, damn, Jerrod, she's already cheating anyway. They go see their therapist that they agreed upon, and the therapist is also giving them baby steps or some type of directions on how to approach having an open relationship. And even in that session, I really feel like this stems from, at least if you're going to do it, let's just make it open so it's no longer cheating, because I think that's going to take a toll on anybody. But even somebody like Mike, he seemed so cool with it in the first place, like almost like maybe Mike has something on the side as well, and that's why he's not tripping as much. I don't know, but and also just in this episode, you still see kind of like the hypocrisy even with Jerrod. I mean, yes, he uses it for his stand-up. He's like, talks about how he's kind of hesitant himself when it comes to approaching this open relationship. He jokes about like, I wish I could be in a relationship where I could just cheat and I can apologize and we just keep operating that way. So he clearly has some type of, I don't want to say addiction, but he definitely has a vice of sleeping around. You know what I'm saying? So, and now that it's open, I did find that one joke funny. It was like, now I feel like I'm in this Mr. and Mrs. Smith competition of who can take down the most people between me and Mike. So I think that whole concept is funny, but obviously this is stemming from him, from him coping with cheating. It's not necessarily stemming because both parties are just interested in some type of ethically non-monogamous arrangement, which is another thing. I really feel like, especially in this day and age, I feel like these different stages and levels of relationship seems to be more acceptable now, where back in the day you was either faithful or you was cheating. It wasn't some type of thing where, you got an open relationship. Me and my partner are considered E&M, which is ethically non-monogamous, swingers, all type of different stuff. So it seems like that should have been something they just agreed upon in the first place. But the thing that was kind of interesting, now that they're in an open relationship, at one part of the show, Jerrod was talking about like, hey, it's me and Mike, my road dog now. Me and Mike be taking down tail together. We taking down all challenges. We accepting all challenges. It was almost like some tag team wrestling, team that just formulated overnight once they had things open. But yeah, man, there's really not much else to it other than that. This episode, they just really agreed to have an open relationship. Once again, I feel like it may not be for the most right reasons, I suppose. But once again, this apparently seems to be working for them. And that's just what it is. If being open so you're not considered a cheater is what works for a relationship, who am I to criticize? I think that's really what it comes down to. And even his homeboy, you don't know his name. The masked homeboy comes back. He was in episode 1, but even he comes back and I'm paraphrasing, but he even questioned Jerrod, like, maybe Jerrod just felt like he had some type of entitlement that he was just allowed to go ahead and cheat, and Mike was kind of the woman of the relationship. So at least his friend was trying to set him straight, like, yeah, it was really hypocritical. If you really wanted your cake and eat it too. But now they're just seem to be in this whole different type of playing field. Like I said, they're taking down all challenges with some threesomes and who knows, maybe some couple swapping, I guess. Then you got on occasions to where, especially being that they're in a long distance relationship, we got occasions to where Mike might go ahead and get some outside action going, and Jerrod continues to have his side arrangements going on. And we even saw like he had what looks like a threesome with like a couple while Mike was chilling at Jerrod's apartment. So that's just kind of weird also, in my opinion. And I think even with this arrangement, I think at one point he still kind of violated. Like they actually had like some type of like written out, typed out set of rules where like I think Jerrod was supposed to tell Mike that he's about to do some open relationship stuff beforehand, and I think Mike was allowed to tell Jerrod about his affairs after the deed was done. And Jerrod did violate it, but I don't know. I can't remember if it was with this threesome couple or somewhere else early in the episode. But anyway, it's all crazy. I'm looking forward to the final season. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about this episode. Do you agree or disagree with my take that I feel like Jerrod is just doing this so he just doesn't have to call it cheating anymore? That's how I took it. Love it or hate it, that's my review. Peace.